I'll get your case dismissed. I'll give you the defense you deserve. Why? Because I'm Saul Goodman, attorney at law. Better call Saul.
Great transformations are sometimes quietly built through small compromises. Just like in Jimmy McGill's journey, Walter White was an exploding bomb, while Jimmy McGill was more like a leaking gas, unnoticed, silent, but ultimately poisoning everything around him. Jimmy's problem isn't that he's bad. On the contrary, he wants to be good, but he cannot bear the cost of staying good. He seeks approval, love, and to feel valued. Most of all, he wants to be accepted by his brother, Chuck. In one scene, we hear Jimmy say, "Today, Chuck didn't hate me for 10 minutes. I had forgotten what that felt like." Chuck becomes the greatest trauma in Jimmy's life because he teaches him, no matter what you do, it will never be enough. In this sense, Better Call Saul presents a powerful psychological fracture. Jimmy isn't a con man because he fails. He's convinced that this role has been assigned to him. Carl Gustav Jung said, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate." According to the self-fulfilling prophecy, people eventually adopt the identity others impose on them. Jimmy does exactly that. Chuck McGill is often seen as right but rigid. He worships rules, wields morality like a weapon, and values rightness over love. For Chuck, justice supersedes humanity, which inadvertently turns him into a moral narcissist. Yet morality, as Nietzsche says, is the revenge the weak invent against the strong. It is not inherently innocent. Chuck feels strong and righteous by upholding rules, crushing Jimmy in the process. However, this moral rigidity doesn't always produce justice, it produces superiority. The tragedy is that Chuck destroys love while defending what he believes is right. Chuck's illness, electromagnetic sensitivity, is symbolic rather than physical. He cannot endure modernity, flexibility, gray areas, or change. Jimmy, however, thrives in gray areas. This is why the two brothers cannot coexist in the same world.
You told him not to hire me. It was always you, right? You didn't want me. Speak up. I'm your brother? We're supposed to look out for each other? Why were you working against me, Chuck?
You're not a real lawyer. University of American Samoa, for Christ's sake? An online course? What a joke. I committed my life to this.
I thought you were proud of me.
I was. When you straightened out and got a job in the mailroom, I was very proud. I know what you were, what you are. People don't change. You're Slippin' Jimmy. Slippin' Jimmy with a law degree is like a chimp with a machine gun. The law is sacred.
Kim Wexler is perhaps the most misunderstood character. She is never innocent, only honest. Her adrenaline craving may be even more dangerous than Jimmy's. She enjoys breaking rules but believes she does it for a justified purpose. The plan against Howard is a key point. For Kim, it is a controlled, harmless, and deserved game. But the game spirals out of control. Howard's death becomes an awakening for her. Kim and Jimmy stand on the edge of a cliff. Jimmy doesn't look down. Kim, however, sees the abyss after Howard's death. That awareness separates her from Jimmy. Kim leaves because she chooses to save herself. Jimmy stays because he chooses to keep running from himself.
Kim, don't do this.
I have had the time of my life with you, but we are bad for everyone around us. Other people suffer because of us. Together, we're poison.
Howard is the most tragic figure in the series, overshadowed by Chuck, targeted by Jimmy's anger, and the victim that triggers Kim's conscience. His death is the hardest slap Better Call Saul delivers. It is neither epic nor dramatic. It is quiet and meaningless. Albert Camus says that the search for meaning is absurd, and accepting this is profoundly unsettling. In the myth of Sisyphus, Sisyphus repeatedly rolls a boulder uphill only for it to fall back down, symbolizing the absurdity of human fate. Jimmy McGill's life follows a similar cycle. Whenever he tries to do something good, his past or the system works against him. Chuck's disbelief in him is the first fracture point, proof that Jimmy can never be a respectable lawyer. By becoming Saul, Jimmy accepts this absurd fate. He stops rolling the boulder uphill and instead decides to use it as a weapon. Unlike Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul is not merely a story of moral collapse. It is a study of identity, fate, and ethics. Jimmy's transformation into Saul Goodman is more tragic, human, and inevitable, a story of corruption framed by inevitability. Jimmy believes he is balancing an unjust world through cunning, but every small cheat takes him further from himself. Evil doesn't always arrive in explosions. Sometimes it creeps in through small compromises, and the most dangerous is convincing oneself, I have no choice. By the final episode, Jimmy is no longer Saul or Gene. He becomes Jimmy McGill again. He sees that he could win his battles with tricks, but this time he chooses not to.
Move to strike Mr. Goodman's comments.
On what grounds?
Speculation. That he acted
I
differently.
have one more thing to say.
Sit down, Mr. Goodman.
Please, Your Honor.
Now.
Please.
All right, Mr. Goodman.
What happened to Howard Hamlin? It was... I can't even... After that, Kim had the guts to start over. She left town. But I'm the one who ran away.
The man who spent his life seeking respect finally chooses self-respect. He prefers owning his actions over deceiving others. He trades freedom with his self. Because the harshest prison isn't bars, it's living without being yourself. Though he appears to accept his punishment, he has, in fact, chosen lifelong liberation. And his story tells us, a person is most lost when they are running from themselves.